Welcome back to some more Dungeon Keeper 2 with me, Daniel, from Dan Has Fun. Last episode we went through the tutorial. This episode we're going to go through a little bit more tutorial, frankly, but it's slightly less hand-holdy, so let's start.
Sing Song. A joyous land filled with light and music. Let us silence their wailing voices once and for all. This land is defended by Lord Darius, a far tougher opponent than Lord Antonius. Only by harnessing the forces of dark magic will you defeat him. Build a library to attract warlocks to your cause, and they will reveal to you the secrets of the arcane.
In fairness, a gentle breeze was stronger than Lord Antonius, but that's fine. Should mention it too. I'm terrible at self-promoting, but given this is a new series, and it's going to go on for a while, please do like the video if you do, and subscribe to the channel. Maybe show your friends if you're like, wow, this is a weird video for weird people that you might like. I appreciate it. Anyway, Sing Song, the Enchantments mission. Invade Lord Darius's keep and slay him. And then, yeah, build a library, use warlocks, train up your creatures in the training room. Let's begin.
The good Lord Darius presents himself against you now. He's more worthy as a foe. But use the rooms you won from Smilesville to good employ, and you'll slay him dead just like Antonius.
Can I have the camera back now? I'm going to click... I'm going to hit the spacebar and take it from you.
First, build a lair, and then a hatchery, then claim the portal near your dungeon heart.
Realistically, what I'm going to do is claim the portal pretty much immediately, and then just have a room start being built to have a lair. Because we already start with 16,000 gold, so that's not the priority on this occasion. And we're going to do something like that, and something like that. And then we're going to have our hatchery probably somewhere around here. And then this mysterious room by itself, I wonder what it's going to be. We might even do this. Now, you don't have to have square rooms in this game. Didn't talk about that in the tutorial because, well, frankly, there wasn't really enough going on to justify talking about it. But, yeah, that's not mandatory by any stretch of the imagination. So really, most rooms do benefit from having walls around them, which is why you only want to cut one wide paths. But things like the lair, for example, it doesn't matter if you have it as a perfect square, it doesn't matter if you have it as an L shape, it doesn't matter if you just have it as random squares in the middle of nowhere. There's no real loss from doing that. Other rooms, which we will be building this episode, definitely do benefit from being square, or at least square-ish. So we'll go through it as we go. Where are all our imps? So one's claiming territory. I want you to start claiming territory as well, please. You'll notice in the top left corner we have this number going up. That's our mana. Beneath it, small numbers. But you can see there's like plus 77 and minus 28. Each imp takes 7 mana per tick to maintain. And each square you have that you've actually claimed, not just dug out, counts as a source of mana. 1 point apiece. It caps at 500 for spaces. We're going to need that this episode. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a lair. We're going to build it right in the middle so it's nice and easy for creatures to get to. Why has nobody claimed this portal yet? Get over here. Start claiming it. While dogs in the background go bananas. Hopefully you can't hear that. Dogs doing dog things. Dog gonna dog. Alright, so next up, we're going to build a hatchery. We're probably going to build it probably in this room. Hatcheries don't need to be perfectly square either. That type of rock is a solid rock. We cannot dig this one out. But hatcheries don't really get significant bonuses from being perfectly square. They'll just generate chickens based on how many tiles are hatchery tiles, so that's perfectly okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build a training room.
Training room is a place where fighting creatures hone their skill.
And tell you what, I'm going to build it over here, in fact. Typically, I like to build training rooms in the direction we're trying to go.
Cost gold.
They sure will. All this gold on the floor doesn't count as gold that we have, so our dungeon heart can hold up to 16,000 gold. If you have imps digging more than that, and you don't have any other money solution, which we'll get to later, they will just drop it where they dug it. Not a big deal on a small map like this.
Where warlocks wise can hone their evil craft, perfecting spells for you to cast at goodly foes.
So you may have...
Now, a warlock has arrived to study spells within your library. His research will serve your magic well. Restrict him not, though, to his books, for when in battle he may prove formidable with fireballs.
Thank you. I was about to say, you may have noticed that when they're not digging things or claiming territory...
Every bookcase in your library will attract another warlock to your realm.
I will talk about warlocks later, thank you muchly.
Your minions need a larger training room.
They do, I agree. What I was saying is that when imps aren't just digging and claiming, the other thing that they like to do is reinforce walls. So you can see the red dot on top here. Makes it harder for the enemies to dig through, but it also gives rooms that need walls. So it's like shelving, for example, or in the case of like the training room, targets.
Progress. One improves his skill to level 2. A creature can train as high as level 4, but that's the limit. Further skill can only be attained out on the battlefield.
Yes, that is indeed true. Training rooms can only get creatures to level 4. What I was trying to say, for like the 4th time, Mr. Narrator, is that certain rooms become far more efficient if they have reinforced walls. Solid rock like this will count as being reinforced by default, so that is something to keep in mind. But as you can see in this library, we have one reinforced wall, but it's not doing anything. At the moment, it might give you like a seizure looking at it, but I can have 6 researchers and up to 8 shelf space. That's like 8 spells or books or specials that we found last episode, things like that. But we can drop imps here and they will start reinforcing the walls. So right now it's 6 and 8. Let's come back and take a look at this in a minute. We are going to build one gigantic training room. That's now got 14 spaces and it will get higher as soon as we start reinforcing more of these walls. But I'm doing that purely because I will have the money on this mission to do so. We don't have unlimited money. There are some missions where we will. This is not one of them, but the only place we'll be spending money is on training and when this yellow circle goes all the way around, and that's payday, and we have to pay our troops. But goblins get paid peanuts. And warlocks don't take a massive amount of money either. Warlocks are... yeah, they're definitely the most helpful ranged unit we have.
These
available
righteous
in the
little
game.
pests may stray onto your land, and if they do, destroy them.
Does that mean that they're good? It depends. So, warlocks in combat
Has been
hide at the back, as you'd expect, and I'll talk about more in a minute.
Mana is the currency of magic, and it's this you spend each time you cast a spell. Your mana level shown in green atop the screen. Your land will gradually renew it as it's spent. Cast your new spell to create an imp. So open now the panel Spells and select the imp's head symbol. Then cast it with a click on any land that's yours. The paltry dwarfs are now destroyed. Allow your creatures time to rest and eat. When ready, guide them north to find Lord Darius's keep. A good cast, keeper.
Oh, jeez.
You've made good use of your warlock's
talking.
research. A left click on your creature picks it up. A right click on claimed land then lets it drop. Be wary though. Don't drop them too near enemies, for the dropping stuns these beasts a time and makes them vulnerable to enemy attack.
Talked about that last episode.
Imps
Pay
are
attention.
creatures born of magic and cost mana to sustain.
Talked about that too. Are we good now? Wow, that was a lot of talking. As I was saying, when it comes to warlocks, they sit at the back. So if we hover over the creatures in the bottom of the bar here, we can see that warlocks are a support fighting style. They hang at the back, they throw spells at things.
You may wish to train your warlocks to improve their skills.
Shut up.
To do this, drop a warlock in the training room.
Shut your face. No. What I was saying there, again before I was rudely interrupted, is that they sit at the back. They are a support type. They throw spells. They do have a healing spell, which is what makes them genuinely very useful in combat. But in terms of damage output, pathetic. Like, real bad.
A new spell has been researched.
I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. But you can see it's now 7 researchers could be here.
Now have studied further, offering you another spell to cast, through which a thunderbolt is yours to hurl against such foolish enemies who dare invade your turf. The time has come for you to face Lord Darius. Tag the flashing tiles. Your imps will tunnel to his keep.
It hasn't come just yet. We're going to be a minute or two. So yes, now that these are all reinforced, you can now see I can get another researcher. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger because roughly, yeah, every book is another warlock, and the bigger the room, the more likely they're going to show up. The other thing I want to do is show you what happens. So once these spells have been researched, you'll notice there's now like a yellow bar going around the create imp spell. You can upgrade them once each as well. And some spells, I don't know what they do when they upgrade in terms of what the benefit is. Other ones, it's very apparent. So when we created our imp, you notice it would have been level 1. We'll try casting it again after the upgrade and you'll see the difference. Don't run away, claim this land. Imps love digging. They will do it over anything else, and you don't really have... It's not like you can change the list of priorities for them. They'll just do whatever they want. Get over here, please, and start reinforcing this. So yeah, we could theoretically take Lord Antonius on whenever we're ready. You can see that our goblins, some of them are level 4 now, which is very impressive, but I want to upgrade these 2 spells and show you what it looks like. What you can also do, I didn't do this last episode, but if you slap creatures, you'll notice they have a base efficiency of 80. Give them a slap, it goes up by 10. If you drop them in a location that you want them to do something for and then slap them, you can get them to a full 100% efficiency. But we're not really that worried about that right now. Needless to say...
Your imp spell has been upgraded.
Thank you. Slapping most creatures does not make them very happy. So... you don't want to over-slap them because unhappy creatures can become angry creatures who will then leave your dungeon. So you don't want that to happen. Unless, you know... you want to get rid of them, in which case just drop them back down the portal. You can do that. So now that we've upgraded Create Imp, Imps now come out at level 4. Very helpful, because Imps at level 4 can learn the Haste spell, so they just move faster if you're controlling them. But I'm going to make a challenge to myself playing through this game. I am not going to possess any creatures. There is a possession spell, I think it's the 3rd one in the game you get. I will not possess
Your Thunderbolt spell
anybody.
Has been upgraded.
Because when you possess a creature, they become magically way stronger, and it makes the game significantly easier. So just as a challenge to myself, I'm not going to do that. We're going to fight the game as if we are not involved at all. I think it'd be more interesting that way. And we're going to wait till payday. We're going to let our creatures get paid so they don't just all start running back mid-battle. Then we'll go take on... was it Darius? I don't remember his name. Generic NPC bad guy. I do like that they just sleep in chairs. So a lot of creatures have different beds. Goblins just have incredibly generic beds with no box spring. Doesn't look very comfy. Warlocks sleep in their chair. I do like the aesthetics of this game. Very pretty-ish. Kind of pretty and kind of dingy and grungy at the same time. It's nice. It's a visually appealing game. I like it. I guess something we can say for both goblins and warlocks, they do train up pretty quickly. Goblins have a really fast attack, so they just churn out training. Warlocks just don't take very long to level up. And because they're also reasonably cheap, you're going to find that I probably use them a lot it's throughout the entire game. Go get paid. You can see most people there between like 525 and 600, so they're all not paid a huge amount. I think now we're probably fine to go and see Darius. We've upgraded our Thunderbolt spell. I'm not really sure. I can only think the reason why you'd upgrade this is maybe it makes the stun longer. You cast it on a creature that's in your territory, and you stun them, assuming they're not immune to it.
Darius's walls are breached. Your forces now must kill his guards and stir Lord Darius himself to come defend his land.
Yeah, so we're going to plonk down our warlocks first and put them at the back, because remember, they take longer. Some of them are going to try and run away, like he's going to go get chicken, and we're like, no, get in the combat. And then our goblins are going to do most of the heavy lifting, because they're just kind of in the way. Goblins are only flankers, though. They don't like to be in the front alone. They like to try and get on the side.
Lord Darius has been roused. He enters through his hero's gate. Your forces now must kill him, and the portal gem.
I'm going to intentionally grab all my troops and show you what the Thunderbolt spell looks like.
Keeper, dare not think that you will conquer me, you evil wretch. My dwarves and the power of good will drive you from this land.
So, fun thing to do with low-level bad guys is just spam murder eyes, and he's dead.
Foul sorcery. You will perish, Keeper.
We never had to attack
Darius
him.
lies dying. Now comes Horny to claim you the portal gem. Your progress is most pleasing.
Typically, spamming Thunderbolt is not the most effective way, because if you do, you kind of waste. It's not like the stun stack. But yeah, just wade through all those dwarves for me, please, buddy, as you take your slow saunter to the portal gem. Look at those bug-eyed weirdos. Oh, he just went through his shoulder. Stop headbutting the bad guy. He's gonna have your blood for breakfast. Shiny. Ooh.
The treasury lets you hold more gold.
Who would have thought?
Make traps and doors in the workshop. The sentry trap targets intruders with a powerful cannon.
Powerful.
Use wooden doors to seal off rooms and corridors.
It's so powerful it can't kill an imp.
Nunchaku.
They ain't feeling
I
it.
see you blasted Lord Darius off the face of the realm. A most entertaining way to claim a portal gem. To hear their singing turn to screaming has been a tremendous joy to my ears.
The special's not relevant on this mission. So yeah, so we completed that mission. Average creature levels at 3.5. We didn't even use them to kill the big... it's weird. You say the big bad, but it's actually kind of the big good. This game's... It's nice to be able to play the bad guys, kind of. Anyway, first two missions down. Next episode, we'll keep on keeping on. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll talk about traps, treasuries, and something else that begins with T. Hopefully not toiletries. Have a good rest of your day. Like the video if you liked it. See you later. Bye now. Thank you for watching the video, and if you'd like to see more, feel free to stick around.